Breaking news, no more visas for South Sudan. Hey everyone, John Oliver here. Tonight's top story, America is officially closed for business. To South Sudan, that is. That's right folks, the United States just slammed the door shut on issuing visas to anyone holding a South Sudanese passport. This isn't just a temporary pause, people. We're talking a full-on freeze. No more tourist visas, no more student visas, no more work visas. If you're from South Sudan and you were hoping to visit the land of the free and the home of the brave, you might want to start looking at brochures for, I don't know, Canada? Now, I know what you're thinking. John, why is America being such a buzzkill? Well, my friends, the answer, as always, is more complicated than a game of four-dimensional chess played on a roller coaster. So buckle up, Buttercup, because we're about to dive headfirst into the wild world of international diplomacy and immigration law. You see, the decision to halt visa issuance to South Sudanese nationals didn't just come out of nowhere. It's the result of a complex web of political, social, and economic factors. The U.S. government has cited concerns over security and diplomatic relations as key reasons for this drastic measure. South Sudan has been embroiled in conflict and instability for years, making it a challenging partner in international relations. The humanitarian crisis in the region has also put a strain on resources and international aid efforts. In Washington, lawmakers have been debating the best course of action to address these issues, and the visa freeze is one of the outcomes of these discussions. But let's not forget the real impact this has on individuals. Students who dreamed of studying in the U.S., workers who sought better opportunities, and families hoping to reunite are all affected. The human cost of such policies is often overlooked in the grand scheme of international politics. And it's not just South Sudanese nationals who are upset. Advocacy groups and human rights organizations are calling for a re-evaluation of this policy. The hope is that through diplomatic efforts and international cooperation, a more balanced and fair approach can be found. After all, in an increasingly interconnected world, the actions of one nation can have far-reaching consequences for many others. So stay tuned as we continue to follow this story and explore the intricate dance of international relations and immigration policies. Until next time, stay informed and stay engaged. The official reason for the visa ban? South Sudan apparently has been playing a little game of keep away with its own citizens. This isn't just a recent development, it's been an ongoing issue that has frustrated U.S. officials for quite some time. The United States has a process for deporting individuals who have violated immigration laws or committed crimes, and part of that process involves sending these individuals back to their home countries. But what happens when the home country refuses to cooperate? That's exactly the situation with South Sudan. You see, when the United States tries to deport someone back to South Sudan, the South Sudanese government has been dragging its feet, refusing to take them back. This refusal isn't just a minor inconvenience, it creates a significant backlog and complicates the entire deportation process. The U.S. government has repeatedly asked South Sudan to issue the necessary travel documents for these individuals, but the response has been slow or non-existent. This lack of cooperation has led to a diplomatic standoff, with both countries pointing fingers at each other. It's like a messy breakup where one person refuses to take back their stuff. Imagine trying to move on with your life, but your ex keeps leaving their belongings at your place, refusing to pick them up. That's essentially what's happening here, but on a much larger international scale. The individuals caught in the middle of this standoff are left in a state of uncertainty, unable to return to South Sudan and unable to stay in the United States. And America, well, let's just say they're not too happy about it. The U.S. government has decided to take a firm stance, implementing a visa ban as a form of retaliation. This move is intended to pressure South Sudan into complying with the deportation requests. The message is clear. If you won't take back your own citizens, we're not letting any more of them in. This policy affects not just those being deported, but also South Sudanese citizens who wish to visit the United States for other reasons, such as tourism, education, or family reunification. They're basically saying, look, if you won't take back your own citizens, we're not letting any more of them in. This hardline approach is a way to force South Sudan to take responsibility for its nationals. However, this policy has broader implications. It affects families, students, and professionals who have legitimate reasons to travel to the United States. The visa ban is a blunt instrument, and while it may achieve its goal of pressuring South Sudan, it also causes collateral damage to innocent people. It's a classic case of you hurt me, I hurt you back on the international stage. Diplomatic relations between countries are often like a game of chess, with each move calculated to gain an advantage. In this case, the US is using the visa ban as a pawn to force South Sudan's hand. But this game has real-world consequences. The individuals affected by the visa ban are not just statistics, they are real people with hopes, dreams, and families. The diplomatic standoff has turned their lives into a waiting game, with no clear resolution in sight. Except in this case, the hurt is a bunch of people stuck in limbo, unable to return home or start new lives. These individuals are caught in a bureaucratic nightmare with their futures hanging in the balance. They are unable to move forward, trapped between two countries that are at odds with each other. The visa ban may be a tool of diplomacy, but for those affected, it is a source of immense stress and uncertainty. As the standoff continues, the question remains, will South Sudan and the United States find a way to resolve their differences, or will the people caught in the middle continue to suffer? Now, America isn't exactly known for its lenient immigration policies. Remember the whole build a wall thing? Yeah, good times. But even by their standards, this move is pretty drastic. Secretary of State Marco Rubio, the man with the impossible hair and even more impossible job, released a statement saying that enforcing immigration laws is crucial for national security and public safety. He basically said that every country needs to take responsibility for its citizens, and that includes taking them back when they're no longer welcome elsewhere. It's like that friend who always leaves their dirty dishes in your sink. Eventually you're going to have to say something, right? But here's the thing. South Sudan isn't exactly a shining beacon of stability and prosperity. This young nation, which only gained independence in 2011, has been ravaged by civil war, political instability, and a humanitarian crisis of epic proportions. We're talking widespread violence, mass displacement, and millions of people facing starvation. So you can kind of see why the South Sudanese government might have bigger fish to fry than processing deportation paperwork. It's like trying to fix a leaky faucet while your house is on fire. Sure, it needs to be done eventually, but right now, there are slightly more pressing concerns. Section 5. Remember Khartoum? Yeah, we're closed there. And if things weren't complicated enough, let's not forget about the whole U.S. Embassy situation. Back in April 2023, the U.S. Embassy in Khartoum, Sudan, decided to pack up shop and temporarily suspend operations. That includes, you guessed it, visa and passport services. So, even if you were a South Sudanese national lucky enough to get a visa before the ban, good luck actually getting it processed. It's like winning the lottery but losing the ticket. Except instead of millions of dollars, you're out of a chance at a new life. Section 6 Deja Vu, Trump did it too. Now this whole visa ban thing might feel a little familiar, and that's because it is. Remember Donald Trump, the 45th president of the United States, who was known for his controversial policies and unfiltered tweets? The guy with the spray tan and the Twitter addiction? Yeah, that guy. He made headlines not just for his social media antics, but also for his hardline stance on immigration. Well, he was a big fan of the old visa ban. In fact, one of his first executive orders was to impose a travel ban on several predominantly Muslim countries, sparking outrage and protests across the nation. During his reign of terror, presidency, he slapped travel restrictions on a whole bunch of countries, most of them Muslim majority. This move was widely criticized as discriminatory and xenophobic, leading to numerous legal battles and widespread public dissent. And while Biden promised to be different, to bring compassion and reason back to the White House, it seems like he's taking a page out of Trump's playbook on this one. Despite his campaign promises to reverse Trump's harsh immigration policies, some of the same restrictive measures are still in place. It seems like he's taking a page out of Trump's playbook on this one. The Biden administration has faced criticism for not doing enough to dismantle the previous administration's immigration policies, leaving many to wonder if real change is possible. It just goes to show that when it comes to immigration, the promises made on the campaign trail often clash with the realities of governance. Both administrations have faced immense pressure from various interest groups, making it difficult to enact sweeping changes. America has a long and complicated history of, shall we say, keeping it in the family. From the days of Ellis Island to the modern era, immigration has always been a contentious issue. Policies have swung like a pendulum, reflecting the changing tides of public opinion and political power, and as history shows, the more things change, the more they stay the same. Section 7. So, what's next for South Sudan? So, what does this all mean for the people of South Sudan? Well, in short, it's not good. This visa ban will likely make it even harder for South Sudanese people to escape the violence and poverty in their home country. It also sends a message to the world that South Sudan is a lost cause, a country that's not worth investing in or helping. And that's a dangerous message to send because it ignores the resilience and hope of the South Sudanese people who deserve a chance at a better future. Section 8. Will America ever open its doors again? The million-dollar question, of course, is whether America will ever lift this visa ban. The State Department has said they're willing to reconsider if South Sudan starts playing ball and accepting its deportees. But with the country in such dire straits, it's hard to say when or if that will ever happen. So for now, the door to America remains firmly shut for the people of South Sudan. Section 9. And the rest of the world? And as for the rest of the world, well, they're watching. This visa ban is a reminder that in today's world, your nationality can determine your destiny. It's a stark reminder that the promise of freedom and opportunity is often reserved for a select few. And that's a reality we should all be deeply troubled by. That's it for tonight, folks. Stay tuned for more depressing news after the break.